Rush1n Rascals.
What is up, subs and grubs? My name is Cypher, and today on Rush1n Rascals, we are going to be comparing the Emil 1951 and your tech tree counterpart, the Emil 1. Now, just getting straight into the video, the Emil 1951 has come into the store for crates. Absolutely a wondrous deal. And I do know that this is slightly late, and I don't even know if they're still in the store. I believe they are, though. But anyways, I want to compare these two tanks just because how Wargaming released this tank is such an interesting topic. Now let's open up our Blitz stars on the other monitor. And so as we're looking, you guys are not going to be able to see it, but we will be able to watch DeathbyRubberDucky play in the Emil 1951. Now, what is interesting about this tank? Well, this is almost a complete copy of the Emil 1, just a nudge better. It's literally not that much better than its tech tree counterpart. Now, the Emil 1, if we are talking about pre-nerf, the Emil 1 wipes this thing out of the water. It is absolutely amazing. But since the nerf of the Emil 1, now we have to take a look at the different stats. Sitting for DPM, this thing has 2008 when you are running gun rammer. I do suggest running gun rammer on this thing just because it gives you that little boost of penetration for the slightly lower caliber gun you do have. Compared to the Emil 1 at 2005 DPM, you literally have no advantage over DPM. It's nothing more. Penetration, you're boosting up to 242 rather than 228. Your alpha is 10 lower than that of the Emil 1, so do keep that in mind. It's really not going to make that much difference. Everything that is quote-unquote better about this tank is really not that much better. The rate of fire at 6.48 rather than 6.26, that is almost nothing. That is no comparable difference. Now, what I do want to say here is we're not going to be able to, actually no, we will be able to see the armor capabilities of this tank and how absolutely troll it is, but the intriguing part of this tank, it actually has less armor than the Emil 1 does, and that is one of the most interesting things that they put on this tank. This tank, because of that less armor, you are going to be going 5 kilometers per hour faster than you will be going than your Emil 1, with a power to weight ratio of 14.78 rather than 12.74. There's just a lot more things that are going for it on the mobility, but that does also bring us to the armor. As I was saying, you lose 20 millimeters of armor on the front of the turret. You lose, what am I trying to see? Okay. You lose 20 millimeters of armor on the front of the turret, sitting at 160 rather than 180. You lose, I can't do math, 45 millimeters of armor on the side, sitting at 35 rather than 70, and you have 20 millimeters of armor on the back rather than 50. Same with whole armor, you lose 25 on the front, you have 100 millimeters rather than 125, 35 on the sides rather than 80, and 30 rather than 50. This tank goes way down in the armor aspect, and that is one of the biggest things that does hurt this tank, but it has the mobility above the Emil 1, so that is what is going for this tank. The guns, you're really not going to compare them, but the biggest factor is that speed and the armor, being able to get into better spots and quicker and more effectively. And the armor, of course, is not going to do you as well. And do also keep in mind, with that less armor, this is not going to be as strong in a hold down capability. I believe this has 10 degrees. This is 10 degrees of gun depression and 14 degrees of gun elevation. So keep that in mind because this thing is very good hold down. Thank you, DeathbyRubberDucky, for sending in your replay. We're going to switch over to me in the Emil 1. So here we are in the Emil 1. Wow, that sounded kind of funny. Here we are in the Emil 1. This is me on my Rattler account. Just wanted to pull out a quick game just to do a quick comparison. We could have done a mastery review, but that really would not have worked with... We could have used an Emil mastery to compare the tanks, but I really don't think that's fair, seems how the other game was not a mastery. So I just pulled a quick 3K game just to see if I could kind of show you how well this tank works. And this game does show you really how the other side of how these tanks can be played, because really you play these very similarly. Now I will say in tournaments, you will find the Emil 1 way more than you will ever find the Emil 1951, even though a whole ton of people have it. It's hilarious how many people bought it. They made it crazy expensive to get the Emil 1951. I can't exactly remember the exact price of it, but it was expensive, and really, I don't think it was a crate-worthy tank, but I'm glad they put it in crates just for the fact that makes it so less people are able to just go out and buy the tank. No idea, no clue whatsoever where that shot went, just gonna be honest with you right there. But anyways, nothing really special happens this game. We're just gonna do our best to shave stuff off. Shave stuff. We're gonna do our best to shave hit points off of the enemy team, all the while going into hold down positions all the time, trying to use our angles. Now, this tank, what is interesting about these tanks is they are both very small but very well armored, especially the Emil 1. This is amazing for going into hold down positions. If I remember the nerf that happened in update 6.5, I believe it was, this tank, it lost speed and it lost DPM. I think it might have lost penetration, but what it did not lose, I believe, was armor, and that is one of the best things going for it, because this thing was absolutely amazing when it comes to armor. Quick note, if you see me tracking that guy 3 times in a row, that is because you will get more XP when you track somebody. So always keep that in mind. If you're looking for that ace, track shot, that's what gets it for you, because it gets you that boosted amount of XP for damaging the module, especially the module of the track. Now, a great thing you can do right here that I'm going to show you is you can, I honestly don't know what to call it, because it's not reverse side scraping. I would almost want to call it reverse hold down, just because you're able to hide that small, where did that shot go? I have no idea. You're able to hide that small hole that you do have, but you're able to just use that turret to bounce all of those shells without having to worry about it. So yeah, that is just one particular thing that you can do about it. So just ending thoughts, really, the Emil 1951 looks absolutely amazing, but I would not say go and spend a whole ton of money on it. The Emil 1 is almost just as good, if not maybe even better, as a tech tree counterpart. So I would say if you really want this kind of tank but you don't want to spend the money, go ahead and just pick up yourself an Emil 1. It's definitely worth the money. Yeah, those are my final thoughts. If you did like this kind of content, make sure to smash that like button, smash subscribe button. I need a different adjective for that, or verb, whatever, English. Anyways, all the links you would ever need for this channel, of course, in the description below. One and all, ladies and gentlemen, subs and grubs, and all you motherless goats in between. My name is Jack Cypher, and I will see you all on